Let me ask you something. How many dreams have you buried because you were waiting for someone to say you were good enough? How many times did you hesitate, hoping for a green light that never came? The truth is, nobody's coming to hand you permission. You either claim your greatness now or you watch someone else live the life you wanted. So today I'm here to tell you, stop waiting, stop asking, and start owning what's already yours. We live in a world where too many people are sitting back, waiting for a miracle to appear. Take it back, waiting for someone to notice their potential and offer them the chance of a lifetime. They keep waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect mentor, or the perfect opportunity, as if success is something that will be delivered on a silver platter. The truth is harsh but freeing. Nobody is coming to hand you greatness. Nobody is coming to save you from mediocrity. And nobody is obligated to believe in you. The longer you sit waiting for permission, the more time you waste watching others build what you keep dreaming about. Life does not reward hesitation. It rewards boldness, consistency, and audacity. Every second you spend waiting for someone else to validate your path is a second you could have invested in building it yourself. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not talent, but the refusal to wait for approval. Greatness is not found in the waiting room. It's forged in the fire of action. Think about the moments in your life when you hesitated, when you thought you needed someone to tell you it was okay to move forward. Maybe you had an idea you were excited about, but you waited for encouragement that never came. Maybe you wanted to take a leap, but you were too worried about how others would perceive it. Those are the crossroads where dreams die, where potential fades because it wasn't acted on in time. Nobody can feel the urgency inside your chest like you do, and nobody will ever fully understand the vision you carry. That vision was given to you for a reason. It is your responsibility to protect it, nurture it, and bring it to life. Waiting for someone else to recognize it only delays the impact you're meant to make. Every day you hesitate, you reinforce the belief that you're not ready, when in fact readiness is created through action. You grow into greatness by moving, not by waiting. The people you admire, the ones who seem unstoppable, did not get there by sitting around waiting for someone to pick them. They decided they were worthy, decided they were capable, and decided they were done asking for permission. What separates them from those still stuck is not some magical quality, but the courage to bet on themselves when nobody else would. If you peel back the layers of every success story, you'll find moments of risk, moments where doubt was loud and support was scarce, but action was taken anyway. That is the formula: audacity plus consistency. Stop imagining that someone will knock on your door and beg you to share your talent. Stop waiting for a guarantee that doesn't exist. You can either take the wheel of your life now or stay a passenger forever. Nobody is coming to drive for you. The idea that someone is coming to rescue you is comforting, but it's also paralyzing. It convinces you that the work can wait, that the responsibility isn't fully yours. That eventually someone will recognize your worth and lift you up. But this is an illusion that keeps countless people trapped in mediocrity. Take it back. The world is full of talented individuals who never reached their potential because they sat quietly, waiting for recognition instead of seizing it. If you want to break free, you must accept the reality that no one owes you belief, investment, or opportunity. You owe it to yourself to claim those things through relentless action. It's not about being arrogant, it's about being accountable to the fire inside you. That fire is your signal to move, even if no one else sees it. You don't wait for rescue when you realize you've had the power all along. When you let go of the need for someone to validate you, you unlock a new level of freedom. You no longer care whether the crowd cheers or stays silent because your compass comes from within. That is when you become unstoppable, when you decide that your belief is enough to carry you through. Think of how much time people lose trying to earn approval, asking, do you think I can do this? Do you think I'm good enough? Do you think it's possible for me? Every one of those questions is a delay. Every one of them is handing your power to someone else. The real question you need to ask is, am I willing to do the work no matter what anyone thinks? Because when you answer yes to that, you stop being dependent on external permission. You become self-directed, and that is where greatness begins. The fear of rejection is what keeps people silent, but rejection is not the end. It's proof you tried. You will get rejected. You will get criticized. You will get overlooked. But none of that matters if you keep moving. Waiting for acceptance is a trap, because acceptance often comes only after you've already proven yourself. People believe in results, and those results are only built through action, not permission. You cannot expect applause on day one. You have to be willing to move without it. The irony is that the more you act without needing validation, the more validation you eventually receive. People respect those who don't beg for attention, but demand it through consistent effort and undeniable progress. It back. But you'll never get to that point if you keep waiting for someone else to give you the green light. Every goal you want, every dream you hold, back, every mountain you want to climb, it all starts with you deciding to move without waiting. Ask yourself, how much longer are you willing to delay your own future? How many years will you let pass by it back, watching others do what you know you could do, all because you thought you needed someone to say, yes, it's your time. The truth is, your time is now. It's always been now. Back. The doors won't open until you push them. The opportunities won't appear until you create them. If you're waiting, you're wasting. If you're acting, you're advancing. Back. That is the difference between those who rise and those who remain stuck in their comfort zone. Taking ownership means confronting the reality that you are the only one responsible for your future. Back. It's not your parents, not your friends, and not society. It's you. That might feel heavy, but it should also feel liberating because it means you don't have to wait for anyone else to decide. You get to choose. You get to take the leap. You get to write the story. The moment you realize this, hesitation loses its grip. You stop asking for permission to exist in your own greatness. Back. You stop apologizing for your ambition. You stop softening your dreams to make others comfortable. And in that space where you finally act as the author of your life, take it back, you discover a level of power you didn't even know you had. We live in a society that thrives on validation. Every scroll, every like, every comment, and every piece of feedback becomes a measure of worth. Back. People are conditioned to believe they need external approval before they can feel confident in their own abilities. But greatness doesn't come from applause, it comes from ownership. It back. Ownership means deciding that your vision, your path, and your choices are valid even when nobody else agrees. It's about anchoring your confidence to effort and progress rather than opinions. Take it back. When you make ownership your priority, you break the cycle of waiting for recognition. You stop living for someone else's affirmation and start building from your own conviction. Validation may feel good, back, but it is ownership that transforms your life. Too many people are caught in the trap of asking others what they think before taking action. They pitch their dreams to friends, waiting for excitement, back, and when the response is lukewarm, they shrink back. They look to mentors or colleagues, hoping for encouragement, and if it doesn't come, they assume their idea has no value. I trust constant need for outside confirmation becomes a cage, keeping them stuck in a loop of hesitation. Ownership, on the other hand, frees you from that cage. It says, I decide what's worth my time, back. I decide what's worth building, and I decide when to move forward. When you operate from ownership, the opinions of others lose their power to control your actions. You realize that nobody else needs to see your vision in order for you to start. The most powerful shift happens when you stop attaching your self-worth to how people respond to you. Applause can be inconsistent. Back. Approval can be conditional. Validation can vanish the moment people lose interest. But ownership is permanent. It's internal and untouchable. It doesn't matter whether the crowd claps or stays silent. Back. What matters is that you continue to move forward regardless. Think of how much time is wasted chasing approval that never comes. Do you think I can do this? Is energy handed over to someone else. Back, do you think? I'm ready. Is permission surrendered? And the reality is you are the only one who can truly decide when you're ready. The only approval you need is your own commitment to doing the work. Ownership also means taking full responsibility for outcomes, both good and bad. When something works, you own the success without feeling guilty for it. When something fails, back, you own the lesson without blaming anyone else. This is the mindset of people who grow. They don't waste time pointing fingers or waiting for excuses to justify inaction. They know that even when circumstances are unfair, they still have the power to respond. Ownership shifts you from victimhood to agency. It transforms obstacles into challenges you can overcome. Back. It reminds you that control lies not in what happens to you, but in how you choose to respond. This is the essence of leadership, the ability to claim everything as yours to grow from. It back. The reason validation feels so addictive is because it gives a quick hit of certainty. When someone claps for you, it feels like proof that you're on the right path. Back. But the problem is that external certainty fades fast. What happens when the applause stops? What happens when nobody is watching? If your drive is fueled only by external validation, back. You will stop the moment the noise quiets down. Ownership solves this problem. It creates an engine that runs even when nobody notices because it's powered by your values and your vision. That kind of power doesn't burn out. It doesn't depend on trends, opinions, or outside encouragement. It lasts because it comes from within. When you start living with ownership, you develop an unshakable kind of confidence. It's not arrogance, it's trust. Trust in your ability to figure things out. Trust in your resilience to handle challenges. Trust in your vision even when others can't see it yet. That trust allows you to act decisively without waiting for approval. It allows you to stand firm when doubt surrounds you. Back, it allows you to move forward when others hesitate. This is the confidence that changes lives because it's not fragile and it's not negotiable. It doesn't rise and fall based on applause. It stands steady because it's built on action and responsibility. Ownership creates confidence that cannot be taken away. Validation seeking often keeps people from ever taking the first step back. They want someone to tell them it's possible before they try. They want someone to guarantee success before they risk failing. But ownership doesn't ask for certainty up front. It says, back. I'll step forward even if the path is unclear, and I'll trust myself to learn along the way. Progress is built on that kind of ownership because clarity comes from action. Back. You cannot figure everything out before you start. You discover the way by moving. And in that movement, you prove to yourself that you are capable. Ownership makes you resourceful. It forces you to rely on your own ability to grow, adapt, and push through. That's how people become great, not by being told they can, but by deciding they will. Another powerful part of ownership is refusing to outsource your happiness. When you depend on validation, your mood swings with the opinions of others. One compliment lifts you up, one criticism tears you down. Back. You become reactive, living like a puppet pulled by strings you don't control. Ownership cuts those strings. It says your happiness comes from living aligned with your values, not from applause. Back. It means your peace is not negotiable, your joy is not conditional, and your worth is not up for debate. This doesn't mean you ignore feedback. It means you filter it. You take what's useful, discard what's not, moving forward regardless. That kind of stability makes you untouchable. When you own your path, you also inspire others to own theirs. People can sense when someone is moving from a place of validation versus ownership. One feels desperate, the other feels powerful. When you take ownership back, you show others what's possible when you stop waiting for approval. You become an example of self-leadership, and leadership isn't about titles or recognition. It's about action that empowers others to act too. Imagine how much stronger communities, businesses, and families would be if more people lived with ownership instead of seeking permission. Ownership spreads, it's contagious. When you live it back, you give others permission to do the same even without saying a word. At the end of the day, validation is a bonus, not a requirement. It feels nice, but it's not necessary. Ownership is the real foundation. Back. It's the voice that says, I don't need you to believe in me because I already believe in myself. It's the discipline to show up for your goals, even when nobody else is watching. Take it back. It's the courage to keep moving when others tell you to stop. Ownership is what turns potential into results. It's what turns dreams into reality. And it's what keeps you going long after others would have quit. Back. Perfection is the dream that keeps people stuck, paralyzed by the idea that everything must be flawless before they start. They imagine the perfect timing, the perfect resources, and the perfect opportunity, but that illusion never arrives. Progress is what creates real transformation because movement builds clarity while perfection builds hesitation. Every step forward, no matter how small or imperfect, back compounds into momentum. Waiting for perfection is just procrastination dressed up as preparation. You don't need the perfect plan, you need to begin. Back. The messy action you take today will always beat the perfect plan you never execute. Progress doesn't ask for flawless steps, only consistent ones. The road to greatness is paved by forward motion, back, not flawless execution. Think about the last time you hesitated because you wanted things to be just right. Maybe you had an idea that excited you, but you kept tweaking it, hoping for the perfect version. Back. Maybe you had a goal, but you waited for the right conditions instead of starting where you were. That waiting costs you time, and time is the one thing you never get back. Every second you spend polishing an idea in your head is a second you could be testing it in reality. Perfection convinces you that one more adjustment will make all the difference, but it's a trap. Progress says, even if it's not perfect, I'm moving forward anyway. That simple choice separates achievers from dreamers. Those who choose progress gain ground. Those who wait for perfection remain stuck. The truth is that clarity is created through action, not before it. You will never know all the answers at the start because the answers are discovered along the way. Perfection demands certainty before you begin, back. But life doesn't work that way. The person who acts learns, adjusts, and grows while the perfectionist waits endlessly for the right moment. Mistakes are not signs of failure. Back. They are lessons you could never learn by standing still. Each step, even the wrong one, reveals something new that makes the next step clearer. This is the beauty of progress. It creates the path as you walk it. Waiting for perfect certainty is just delaying your own growth. The sooner you act, the sooner you learn what actually works. Progress also builds confidence in a way perfection never can. Back. Perfection whispers that you are not ready yet, that you need more time, more knowledge, or more preparation. But confidence doesn't come from thinking, it comes from doing. Every action you take, even the smallest, back becomes proof to yourself that you are capable. With each imperfect step, you start to trust your ability to figure things out. That trust grows into confidence, and confidence builds momentum. Perfection, on the other hand, keeps you questioning yourself and waiting for a sign. It never allows you to feel ready because it demands impossible standards. Progress accepts imperfection as part of the process, back, and in that acceptance, it fuels real growth. Confidence isn't born from flawless execution, it's built by consistent progress. One of the biggest lies people believe is that perfection equals professionalism. Back. They think if something isn't polished to the highest degree, it's not worth sharing. But what truly makes an impact is execution, not flawless detail. Back, history is full of examples where imperfect versions launched and changed the world, while perfect versions stayed hidden forever. The people who succeed are not the ones with the best ideas, they are the ones who act on their ideas. Progress always beats potential that's never realized. You don't get remembered for the perfect plan you kept hidden. You get remembered for the action that created results. Progress shows courage, while perfection shows hesitation. And in the long run, it's courage that inspires, not endless preparation. Perfection also fuels fear. It convinces you that mistakes are dangerous, when in reality, mistakes are simply data. Progress reframes failure as feedback. When you act, you either win or you learn, but either way, you move forward. Perfection treats failure as the end of the road, back, but progress knows failure is just a step on the path. Those who succeed are not the ones who never fail, they are the ones who refuse to stop moving. Every so-called failure is a stepping stone, not a dead end. It back. Perfection makes you fear those stones, but progress turns them into tools. The choice is simple, either fear mistakes so much that you never move or embrace mistakes as the tuition of growth. Back. Progress also creates momentum, and momentum is the hidden force behind success. Once you start moving even imperfectly, you build energy, rhythm, and direction. Back. That momentum carries you through obstacles that might have stopped you if you were standing still. Perfection never creates momentum because it demands stillness until conditions are ideal. The person who makes progress day after day, even in small doses, will always surpass the one who waits for the perfect breakthrough. Momentum compounds like interest. A small step today makes the next step easier. It back. And before long, you've covered more ground than you thought possible. Progress doesn't just move you forward, it accelerates your growth. Perfection leaves you stuck, but progress makes you unstoppable. Choosing progress also means embracing discomfort because growth never feels perfect. Progress is messy, uncertain, and sometimes awkward. But that discomfort is the exact environment where transformation happens. Back, waiting for things to feel perfect is just another way of avoiding discomfort. If you only move when it feels easy, you will never move far. The willingness to take imperfect action, even when it feels uncomfortable, back, is what separates achievers from those who quit. Progress isn't about looking polished. It's about moving forward despite the mess. It's about showing up, trying again, and improving as you go. Back, perfection waits for comfort, but progress accepts discomfort as the price of growth. That's why progress always wins. At its core, the pursuit of perfection is about control. People want to control outcomes, control perceptions, and control every possible detail before they risk moving. But control is an illusion. Life will always throw uncertainty your way. Progress accepts that truth and moves anyway. You can't control everything, but you can control your effort, your consistency, and your decision to keep going. That's where true power lies, not in flawless plans, but in relentless progress. It back. The world doesn't reward those who wait for certainty. It rewards those who act in spite of uncertainty. Progress is power because it makes you adaptable. It gives you resilience. It prepares you for the unknown by teaching you how to move through it. Every great achievement in history was built on progress, not perfection. Drafts, failures, adjustments, and retrieves shaped every success story. Back. Nobody got it right the first time, and nobody ever will. What mattered was that they kept moving, kept learning, and kept improving. Progress is the invisible thread tying every success together. Back. If you are waiting for perfect conditions before you begin, you're postponing the very journey that will make you great. The question is not whether you can make it perfect, back, but whether you're willing to make it better step by step every single day. Progress is the ultimate advantage because while others are still waiting, you're already moving. Back. For too long, people have been conditioned to believe they need permission to chase their dreams. They wait for approval from parents, teachers, bosses, or society before daring to move. It back. This invisible permission slip becomes a prison, keeping them small, silent, and hesitant. The truth is, nobody else can give you the authority to live the life you want. Permission has always been yours to claim. back. And every time you hesitate, you give away power that was never theirs to begin with. Greatness isn't assigned by someone else's stamp of approval. It's declared through action. If you're waiting for someone to tap you on the shoulder and say, it's your turn, you'll be waiting forever. Your turn begins the moment you decide it does. Permission is not granted, it is self-written. From childhood, we are taught to raise our hands, to wait our turn, and to ask before we act. That conditioning doesn't vanish in adulthood, it lingers, shaping the way we view ambition and opportunity. Back. We carry that habit into our careers, our relationships, and our goals as if someone else has the right to validate our choices. But adulthood demands something different. Back. Nobody is keeping score of whether you waited politely. Life rewards those who step forward boldly. Asking for permission is a remnant of survival, but it has no place in the pursuit of greatness. Back. Progress doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who claim. You do not need approval to start, to change, or to grow. You only need to decide you are worthy of moving it back. The most dangerous part of seeking permission is that it quietly delays dreams until they expire. You tell yourself you'll start when the timing is right, when the people around you agree, when the stars align. But those conditions almost never happen, and so years pass in silence. Meanwhile, the vision inside you grows dimmer, not because it wasn't possible, but because you refuse to act on it. Waiting for permission is nothing more than giving fear an excuse to keep you still. Fear disguises itself as logic, saying, wait until it feels safe, wait until you're ready. But safety never comes first, that courage does. Action is the only antidote to fear, and permission must be seized through that action. The reason many people struggle to self-authorize is because they want certainty before they leap. Back, they want guarantees that the plan will succeed, that others will approve, and that the risk will pay off. But certainty is a lie. There are no guarantees, only possibilities, and those possibilities expand when you act. Take it back. The longer you wait for someone else to validate your move, the smaller your world becomes. Permission slips written by others are often written with their fears, their limitations, and their expectations. Back. Why would you let someone else's fear dictate your future? The only person who can see the full picture of your dream is you. And because of that, you are the only one qualified to sign your own permission slip. Back. Self-written permission is liberating because it ends the cycle of needing validation. It allows you to trust your instincts, to own your choices, and to stand firm even when others question you. Back. It means saying yes to yourself without waiting for someone else to agree. It also means accepting full responsibility for the results, whether they're victories or lessons. That responsibility is powerful because it puts you in control of your destiny. Nobody else can make the call for you, and nobody else has to live with the consequences of your inaction. The decision rests with you, and the authority is yours to claim. The day you stop asking is the day you start becoming. The beauty of claiming your own permission is that it builds resilience. The moment you stop waiting, you begin to move, and with each move you gain strength. Even if the step is small, even if the outcome isn't perfect, you're proving to yourself that you don't need external approval to progress. That proof compounds back, building confidence that cannot be shaken by outside noise. People may doubt you, criticize you, or even laugh at you, but they cannot stop you if you've already given yourself permission. Back, every no you hear from others loses its sting because you already said yes to yourself. That shift makes you unstoppable because nothing can take away what you've already claimed. Back, writing your own permission slip also gives you ownership over your happiness. When you depend on others for approval, your joy rises and falls with their opinions. One compliment makes you feel worthy. Back, one criticism makes you doubt everything. But when you authorize yourself, your joy becomes steady. It comes from alignment with your values, not from applause. Back, that kind of joy is sustainable because it doesn't vanish when the crowd goes silent. It doesn't need an audience. It only needs your decision to stand by your vision. Back, that is the freedom of living without borrowed permission. You are free from the roller coaster of external validation. This doesn't mean you ignore guidance or feedback. It means you filter it. You can take advice back, but you are not bound by it. You can listen to others, but their approval does not decide your future. You hold the pen, and you decide what story gets written. Too many people allow others to hold the pen back, shaping their lives with hesitation, fear, or doubt. But when you take it back, you reclaim your power to author your own path. The world may try to convince you that you need validation, but that's just noise. Back. What matters is that you stop waiting and start doing. Your future depends not on their permission, but on your decision. In the end, the permission slip you've been waiting for has always been yours to write. Back. Nobody else can tell you when you're ready because readiness is created through action, not granted through approval. You do not need a stamp of approval from the world to chase your vision. You need to write your own name on the slip, sign it with courage, and step forward anyway. The life you want will never arrive if you're sitting, waiting politely for a nod from others. Back, it will only come when you declare that you are done waiting. Greatness is not requested, it is claimed. And the moment you claim it back, you prove to yourself and the world that your permission was the only one that mattered all along.